Hello and welcome to this video about combating misinformation. My name is Michael Salzwedel and I'm a digital media trainer with Social Weaver and Code for Africa. In this video, we're going to be looking at a few tips and tools that journalists can use to verify images and videos that they come across online. Alright, let's jump into it. Coming up in this video, we'll be looking at reverse image searching using Google and TinEye. We'll be looking at the InVid verification plugin, which you can use in your Chrome or Firefox browser to verify the authenticity of an image or a video. We'll be looking at metadata, what it is and how you can find it. Then we'll move on to finding visual clues using Google Maps. And finally, we'll run through a checklist that you can use to make sure that you're doing everything you possibly can to verify the authenticity of what you're looking at. It's very likely that you use Google and Google Images on a regular basis to do your work as a journalist. But did you know that you can actually search Google with an image to see where that image has been published on the internet and what people are saying about it? To do this, go to images.google.com, click on the search by image icon, then either paste in the URL of an image that you are wanting to search for or click on upload an image. I'm going to upload an image from my desktop of a shark supposedly swimming down a highway. We're going to see what the internet is saying about this particular image. It's uploading the file to Google, and a quick scan of the results quickly reveals that this image is in fact a hoax. Scrolling through to page 2 of the results, we can see more about how this is a fake image. So that's your first port of call. If you have an image that you suspect might be fake, upload it to Google Images and see what other websites are saying about that image. So Google is great, but TinEye is even better. This website will give you more information about a particular image. Let's have a look what we can find if we upload the same image. Exactly the same process, uploading the image from your computer or entering the URL of the image. And TinEye will show you where this image appears on the internet. But over and above that, you can search for to what extent the image has changed or been changed, so it turned into memes or altered. So here we can see how this image has been manipulated online and published on various websites, and we can quickly see that this image is quite contentious. Also, we can see the biggest version of this image that exists on the internet. When you're doing forensic investigations of images online, it helps to have the highest resolution possible of the image so that you can look at the details. We can also see what the most recently published version of this image was. This particular image was published on the 22nd of June 2020, a couple of days ago, by the BBC in an article about spotting fake images. What about the oldest version of this image? Then we would select oldest from this drop-down menu, and we'd quickly see when the image was first published online. It can be very useful to see when an image was first published online to see who the original source was and track how the image has spread or been changed over time. InVid is regarded as the Swiss Army knife of verification tools for journalists. This is a plugin to debunk fake news and to verify videos and images. It's available as an extension for Chrome or for Firefox. I've got it running in Chrome, and to open it, all you need to do is click on the InVid extension in your extensions toolbar, then click Open InVid. The InVid verification plugin includes a number of useful tools you can use as a journalist to find out more information about an image or a video that you might be suspicious of. You can run an analysis on a video to find out more about that video. Let's take this link from YouTube about tear gas and water cannons versus protesters in Kenya. All you got to do is paste the link to the video into InVid, and it will then process the video and give you information about that video. The title, the description, the view count, all the kind of information you can get directly from YouTube, but also with the exact upload time, which YouTube doesn't give you. If you scroll down, you will be able to see keyframes or thumbnails from that video. You can then run reverse image searches on those thumbnails from the video to see whether those scenes or those stills have appeared elsewhere online. If they have, that might raise suspicions. As an example, let's run some of these thumbnails through TinEye reverse image search and see what comes up. So TinEye has taken a still frame from this video and searched the internet for it, and we can see all the websites that actually reference this video. So if you're conducting an investigation, it's useful to have a look via TinEye to see which websites are saying what about this particular still image from this video. So another useful tool within InVid is the keyframes feature. If I paste in the link to the same YouTube video and submit, it's going to generate keyframes from the whole video, which I can then download as a zip file of a number of JPEG images. So I've run the keyframe search on this video, and InVid has output a number of still images from this video. We might want to examine any number of these still images, or we might want to download all of them as a zip file to our computer for further investigation. InVid also includes a Twitter advanced search, which can prove very useful. It also includes a magnifier to have a look at the finer details of an image or of a video. It also includes a video rights tool, which you can use to check whether you can use or reuse a video. So these are the license details for this video. Lastly, the forensic tool within InVid is fantastic because it lets you see which parts of an image have actually been edited or changed using third-party software. So the image verification assistance within InVid is extremely useful for determining whether parts of an image have been manipulated using software like Photoshop or other software. You can paste a link to an image, or you can upload an image from your computer. What I'm going to do is upload this image, and we're going to be able to see whether this image has been manipulated in any way. So InVid's going to run a couple of algorithms or checks on this image, and will then let me know which parts of this image have been manipulated. And straight away I can see here that this section of the image, which corresponds to this section of the picture, has actually been edited. So someone has come along and put a different image or still screenshot onto this TV to make it appear as if this man is watching something that he wasn't actually watching. And you can see how that is malicious and designed to mislead and misinform. And it's that kind of thing we have to be vigilant against as journalists. So various algorithms are being run on this picture to show us various ways in which this image has changed from the original. Here's a useful slider to see which parts of this image have actually been changed. The red parts have been manipulated, and that corresponds exactly to the TV screen. So InVid is an extremely useful tool for checking to see whether an image has actually been manipulated and is being used maliciously online. When conducting image verification online, the image itself is not the only thing we should be looking at. Included in an image file or video file is what's known as metadata, which is additional information about the file, such as when the image was recorded, with which camera, whether it was edited, and even the GPS coordinates if available. This can help us to trace the source of an image and can also help us to identify when an image was shot or recorded and where. Sometimes a source will send you an image claiming to have shot that image on a certain date, at a certain time, in a certain place. With metadata, we might be able to determine whether there's any truth in those claims or not. It's important to note that metadata is not always available for every image. Images shared on social media often have their metadata stripped out, and it also is possible for metadata to be manipulated. So don't always rely on it 100%, just as you wouldn't rely on any other source in your stories 100%. Metadata is just another way to help you compile possible clues to lead you to an answer about a certain image or video. So how do we find the metadata for an image if it is available? There are a number of tools online which can help us do this. One of them is called Jeffrey's Image Metadata Viewer. You can either copy and paste a URL of an image that you want to look for, or you can upload a file from your computer. I'm going to upload this image of South African President Cyril Ramaphosa and see what we can find about this image. So you need to confirm that you're not a robot, and then you can click on View Image Data. Then you can see exactly which camera was used to shoot this image, which lens was used, what was the focal length, what were the settings, did the flash fire or didn't it, and other information such as when the image was created, the resolution, and so forth. Scrolling further down, we can get into more details about this image. We can see things like which software was used to edit this image, and we can see minute detail about the kinds of edits that were performed to this image in Photoshop, which could prove very useful when it comes to debunking a specific claim about an image. You can see the exact time that an image was shot according to the time that's set on the camera, and then the time that that image was modified. So this image was modified or edited roughly 50 minutes after it was shot. Google Maps can be an extremely useful tool for journalists when wanting to look at details in an image or a video that has been supplied and compare that to details that are apparent in captures from Google Maps and Google Street View. For example, the layout of streets during protests. This can help you to verify whether something actually took place where it's claimed to have taken place. Clues in videos like statues and monuments, again to verify the location of an event or an incident. Architectural details, even small things like street signs and shop fronts can give you subtle clues as to the authenticity of what you're seeing. And things like license plates on cars. If an image is claimed to have been shot in one country, but you notice that the license plates on the cars are from another country, that can immediately raise suspicions. So Google Maps and Google Street View in particular are extremely useful tools for journalists to verify the location of an event or an incident that is alleged to have taken place at a certain time, at a certain place, in a certain country. So to wrap up this video, just a short checklist which you can run through to ensure that you have made every possible attempt to verify the authenticity of an image that you might be working with. Firstly, have you been able to check the metadata for an image if it's available? Secondly, have you searched for other versions of an image using Google image search or TinEye? Have you searched for the original version of the image? So where the image first appeared on the internet? It can be very useful to trace how that image has been adapted and distributed through the internet. Have you spoken to the source, the person who actually recorded the footage or recorded the image? Have you double checked any landmarks with available maps or satellite images using Google Maps or Google Street View? And even a simple thing like the weather. Does the weather in a picture that you've been sent match the historical weather data for the area in which that picture is claimed to have been taken? So take a few minutes to run through this checklist whenever you're trying to verify an image that you've been sent or that you found on social media, and it will greatly improve your chances of determining whether this image is in fact for real or not. Good luck and all the best with your fact-checking endeavors.